controversial new NHS plans could see patients be told they have cancer via a text message. Now, while the intention would be for the majority to still be told face-to-face, those with abnormal scan results would be sent a message as a safety net outlining the concerns and urging them to see a doctor. It's never easy getting that news in any respect, is it, Carol? What do you think about a text message? And they say the safety net thing, and it is because there has been a lapse in time because the diagnosis hasn't come quick enough to some people because letters have been sent to doctors and various people and it's kind of got lost in the mix. Yeah. So the text would go direct to you quicker. So that's the essence of it.
I don't think they would ever do an actual diagnosis by text, but I get the point of it because people have scans. I've had a hell of a lot of scans. I'm a walking scan all the time, and I'm always waiting for results. But I've always got like a follow-up appointment where I go in and get them. But I have received phone calls from them in the past because they might say to you, look, if you don't hear anything, then everything's fine. Or they'll phone you up and say, look, I think you need to come in, and then you go and see someone. So that's kind of the same thing, I suppose.
Isn't that a bit unnerving, though, when they say if you don't hear from us, everything's fine? Because what if I would then be obsessing that I didn't get the letter or I didn't get the...
Well, normally you would have a follow-up consultation, but it does depend. It does depend on what it is. I mean, my initial diagnosis, I had scans, biopsies, everything, and they didn't tell me anything at all until they absolutely 100% knew what it was. Although when I had the mammogram, the first one that kind of revealed it, I mean, I could feel what it was. I could just tell by their faces that I knew what it was. So when I went in for the actual diagnosis, the doctor was very to the point. You know, it wasn't kind of that, you know, sort of hand on the... There was a nurse who did that afterwards, but I was expecting it so much, I wanted him to just tell me exactly what it was.
And how was it? And how did he tell you? Because I've heard stories from other people that I know that actually... And I feel for doctors because I don't think they get a lot of training on how to give that. It's very hard for them as a human being to give that. What was your experience?
I guess it is, but they're very matter of fact, and I think because they have to be. I mean, it is hard for some people to take the news, and most people, in my experience, in that clinic I was in, always took family in with them, or at least somebody else. But I always preferred to do it on my own.
Why?
I don't know. I don't really like all that fuss and sympathy.
But again, that's why you feel for the doctors, don't you? Because we are all different. I would be a bit like you, where I don't want any fuss. I kind of just want to try and deal with it. Yeah. Whereas a lot of people do need more of a softly, touchy-feely approach, and but the doctor doesn't know that your personality, so it's very difficult to get it right sometimes.
Exactly. They would always ask me, "Where you're not bringing anyone with you?" Because it's so unusual. But I just felt easier doing it myself.
I remember even a few times when I was pregnant, because I was a bit older, there was a few more scans and bits and pieces. And there would be some times where some of the doctors, they could be quite abrupt about things, and then, well, your age and this, that and the other, and you go, oh, all right,
they're quite blunt.
And and then other times there'd be the loveliest person, you just wanted to put your arms around them and go, thank you so much, you're really sweet. So it does depend on yourself, doesn't it, and what mood you're in and how you receive the news.
They answer them. And if you don't want to know the answer, then don't ask the question.
But they have to be honest, don't they?
They do have to be.
I think for me, though, getting a text, I mean, just something simple as, you know, when you have your smear test, they write a letter to you. So I know when that letter arrives, it's from the hospital, it's to do with my smear test, and I actually get quite nervous and anxious, and I make a cup of tea, and I just think, because you just don't know. And I think, like you, I kind of take myself away and then open it up and digest it. And there have been times when they've said, look, come back because there have been some abnormal cells. And you think, what does that mean? Oh, my goodness. And you panic, don't you? So I'm not sure for me whether the text message would work, because I'd just be panicking.
Oh, right.
Because you don't know when you're going to get it. Whereas with a letter, you can sort of do it in your own time.
But it's still not a face-to-face diagnosis. You know, it is still having to read words, isn't it? It's a similar thing, to be fair. And I suppose if it came to it where I thought, well, I'll definitely get that text, and therefore I can maybe start treatment. I can maybe save myself 3 months of misplaced time because a letter's got lost somewhere along the way. Maybe it does work, and it does work for some people, but I don't want to read the words of a diagnosis on a text. I don't think I can deal with that. But I can deal with being told to come.
But then they shouldn't be relying on paper letters either, because they're so unreliable. There's loads of letters I've not received. So
it could be something that happens.
Be another way.
Yeah, no, absolutely.